Why did we write Infinite Selling? Well, Matt and I have been working together for over a decade now, and during that period of time, we have often questioned ourselves about whether or not sales methodologies actually worked. And we came to the conclusion, and the evidence is really strong here, that teams that have a structured sales methodology always perform better than those with an unstructured or with no sales methodology. So the answer was yes, sales methodologies worked. But then we started questioning, do the existing sales methodologies work? And that's a different question. And the reason why that's different is because if I looked at all of the sales methodologies, most of the popular ones that you'll go and find and you probably already know, if you go and read the books by the authors, they all start with something like, when I was working for Xerox in 1970, and then you go, wow, that was 50 years ago. And no, that's really important because life has moved on, the world has moved on, technology has moved on, sellers have moved on, buyers have moved on. And we recognize that all of the sales methodologies that we are working with day to day don't address a world that exists today. So we decided, okay, we're going to go write our own. But in doing so, not only did we write a new sales methodology, but we also realized that there was other fundamental things that we need to look at as well. So for example, we have written a whole chapter around the importance of mental fitness for sellers. Now, why is that important? Well, sales can be tough, right? It's one of the only professions you get where you get rejected day in, day out. So it's really important that we as sellers have the mental fitness to be able to do our job. It's part of well-being, it's part of normality. We also recognized that selling needed to have a kind of a change in image away from what used to be around selling, some of the negative words around selling. And we think now of selling as a noble profession, something that is really important to our economies because, of course, if nothing gets sold, nothing gets bought. If nothing gets bought, no money changes hands, our economies drive to a complete halt, which is not a great thing at all. So what you'll find inside Infinite Selling is, yes, you'll find our Infinite Selling methodology. You'll find things like the attributes of an infinite seller, which looks at you as a salesperson and says, what is it that you need to become a great seller? But it also really starts looking at the importance of us understanding what the buyers want. This is a buyer-centric methodology. It puts the buyer right at the forefront. And there are some other elements in there as well. One of the other larger elements that we talk about is a way of thinking away from departmental focus around sales and marketing, and actually starting to look at a collaborative group called revenue. Because when sales and marketing work together, it works really, really well. However, in most cases, they are fighting against each other because they are not aligned towards one target, which is revenue. So Infinite Selling is more than just a sales methodology. It is an ethos. It's a way of being. It's a way of selling. And I really hope that you gain something from reading the book or from employing any of the tools that we have, or just looking at the attributes of the Infinite Seller